Welcome to another session of the Release to Shine podcast. I'm your host, Megan Wade. And today I have with me in studio a good friend, Elliott Adams. He is an experienced educator, instructional designer, and trainer of over 15 years. His experience in education includes adult and K-12 instruction. He also has designed and developed e-learning course materials for the United States Marine Corps. In addition, he has created instructional modules for a variety of learner-centered and instructor-led formats. Elliott holds a bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of Florida and a Master of Education degree in Instructional Technology from American Intercontinental University. Elliott is currently pursuing his PhD in Higher Education, Leadership and Policy at Walden University. Welcome, Elliott.
Thank you for having me. How are you today, Megan?
I am well, and it's good to have you here with me. Now, Elliott.
Awesome. Likewise.
As we discussed, that today's title is going to be focusing on educated individuals creating opportunities. Should they create opportunities or seek employment? Now, we'll start off with a little bit of statistics. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reports that in February of 2022, the unemployment rate for people 25 years and older was 4.5%. This includes those with a high school diploma and those without one. Individuals with a bachelor's degree or higher had the lowest unemployment rate at 2.2%. But Elliott, one thing that I know for sure is that this is not a true reflection of individuals who are employed, but of those who were collecting unemployment benefits during that period. Because the percentages, if we had the real figure, would be bigger than what is shared here. But I have a question for you. What are some opportunities that my target group specifically could focus on? And we're talking about job seekers who were previously incarcerated and the more mature job seeker who is looking for another opportunity. What are some opportunities that you see they could focus on?
What I would say is that there's an opportunity for job seekers to get creative in terms of the types of opportunities they seek. I would say if you are looking to enter into or get back into the job market in today's economy as a whole, one of the things that I would encourage job market seekers to do is to be very resourceful in terms of course, updating their resume and seeking advice and help and second opinions on getting their resume to where it makes them marketable when they look for jobs, but also to be resourceful within their particular area or community. Living in the state of Florida, around the state of Florida, there are what are called career source centers in various places throughout the state of Florida. And they are like a one-stop shop employment center where job seekers can go to receive assistance, job searches, with upskilling or reskilling, etc. So I certainly would encourage that particular uh, opportunity or resource to go to a career source in the state of Florida. I'm not sure what's available to job seekers in other states, but any type of one-stop workforce employment center in their particular state would work.
All right, thank you. In this target group are educated individuals who obtained doctoral degrees. They may not feel the need to use a local career center, because you know how it is with some individuals who are highly educated. They are afraid, or they don't have the confidence to put themselves at a local career center. What opportunities that you think, or how do you believe that this group should create opportunities for themselves?
That's a great question. It's a bit, of course, when you are either in the process of seeking a terminal degree or already have one, the opportunities in terms of what's available to you at a career source center may not be the kinds of opportunities that would allow you to demonstrate your skill set for what you're capable of doing from an academic standpoint. Career source centers give an idea or a ballpark of where you could go or where you should be going. Once you have the tools in place as far as you're made together, what I can share with you is something I discovered recently, resume. I utilized a header that I hadn't given up since high school. So it was opportunity for me to seek assistance with my resume, and there are many resources available. With my case in particular, I attend my school where I attend for my doctoral studies. They have you can go to and participate in it's a resume career builder. It's like a program of some sort, if you will, and I'm not giving it the operative term or doing it justice, but they have a variety of resume curriculum vitae templates that you can use as well. So it's a little bit difficult for the doctoral level in terms of job seeking opportunities, but again, it's all about creativity and across all possibilities, and cater your resume and your job search to what you know an employer. So it to say for certain, but have to be resourceful in today's job market.
Well, Elliott, I really want to go back to something you said and just ask. Someone with a doctoral degree who does not believe that the local career centers may have anything of such to offer them, couldn't these individuals think of creating their own opportunities and perhaps employing others? What's your take on that?
Certainly. My take is it's always It's always at an able to create where one did not previously exist for yourself as a person with a degree or even a terminal degree. Um, if your expertise and your desire to do so lends itself to that, then go for it. Just a little bit about me. I also happen to be a business owner myself, but anything having to do with business, it was my first set of skills. I didn't go to school. I'm a business owner. My expertise is in education, so I had to upskill and reskill. And the way that I did that was actually through local incubators as well as other entrepreneurial that that are allowed enhance your to develop your business acumen, etc. In my area, there's an organization called the African American Entrepreneurial Association, and they are one of many organizations that assist new business owners with all of the essentials of developing a business plan, and they provide resources in terms of business grants. For example, there was a Hurricane Ian that hit us last year in Florida, and the African American Entrepreneurs Association, they actually have a grant that if you had a business during Hurricane Ian and suffered any type of losses business-wise due to the hurricane, then they provide small business grants to business owners within their organization. If there is an opportunity to start a business and you have the desire, the gumption, maybe you don't have the expertise from a business standpoint, then looking for a local business incubator or an entrepreneur organization that's small businesses is an option for you.
Thank you so much for sharing that resource. I know that many of our listeners will be happy to hear that. And Elliott, I'll take some information from you afterwards and put it in this case notes for this session. All right, the notes, show notes. I'm sorry. I'm saying case notes. All right. So small businesses drive the U.S. economy, and I suppose most economies. Do you believe that entrepreneurship should be taught in high school?
Absolutely. And I believe that any skill set that any skill set that you can learn and acquire over time, especially in high school, is important. My father, he's no longer with us, but he used to teach me this quote where he said, "It's better to have and not need than to need and not have." And I attribute that to any sets of skills that you can acquire early on. When I was learning, when I was an undergrad learning to become a teacher, when you teach lessons to students, no matter what the level, what or grade level, the idea of you are teaching new learning is you want to give your students meaningful exposure to the learning. So if students an example of they've seen, and they only see it once, the likelihood of remembering that information increases the more opportunity you have to exposed to that learning. So absolutely should be taught high school level or any level where it's age appropriate, and the lessons can be adjusted accordingly. It is a skill set that you can bring with you in your travels of life. And certainly, I wish I had entrepreneur classes when I was in high school. I did not, but certainly there's a huge benefit to having those kinds of skill sets as an adult.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Now that we've looked at the value of learning these skills in high school, Elliott, should they, oh, no, it's okay. List 3 ways that you personally would contribute to an organization that requires your services, because you too are in the market for employment. So I want you to list 3 ways that you will contribute to an organization that requires your services. We're having,
Yes.
For those of you who are watching or listening,
So,
you'll be aware. Elliott, give me 1 minute. We're having a little technical problem here with the internet, and so we're asking you to bear with us. So Elliott is going to do that question again. List 3 ways that you will contribute to an organization that requires your services.
Yes. So the 3 ways that I can contribute to an organization that requires my services are the skill sets dealing with instructional design and technology, or developing an electronic form of a class from the ground up, being able to provide virtual training opportunities, as well as technology literacy, professional development, any area of expertise that requires training, development, education, anything along those lines. I have expertise and could add value to a company or organization looking to incorporate those kinds of skill sets to help meet company goals.
Thank you. And I'm going to be putting that information in our show notes after this. Thank you, Elliott. How can employers who are listening to this broadcast or will see the replay get in touch with you? Can you share your contact information?
Yes. My email address is the best way to get in touch with me. It is all lowercase E Warner Adams, Warner as in Warner Brothers, E Warner Adams at gmail.com. And I'm a pretty rapid fire emailer. It just depends on my timing and availability, but I try to get back to any correspondence within 24 to 48 hours, give or take.
Okay. Thank you, Elliott. Now we're coming to the end of our show for today. Is there anything we have not covered that you would like to share with us? Elliott?
Yes. Well, I have listed a few quotes that that I wanted to share. One of them I shared already was one by my father that said, "It's better to have and not need than to need and not have."
Mm-hmm.
To be able prepare yourself for that time and place that you
Elliott, we're not hearing you at all. I'm going to ask you to email those quotes to me, and I'll share them in our show notes because I'm not hearing Elliott at all. The internet has interrupted our session today, but I hope, listeners, that you have gained some insight from our discussion today. I'm sorry we had those interruptions, but it happens. Thank you for being with us, and see you in the next session. Thank you.
Believe it's over. You feel pushed aside, perhaps overlooked for a youthful mind. Your release to shine. Those in cast